Hey gang, it's Lisa here, and I wanted to hop on for a minute and talk about Lightworkers. This is something that in the spiritual community, we often hear the phrase Lightworker kind of thrown around, and a lot of people might not know what that actually means. Over the course of the next 5 days, I'm actually going to go into more detail about 5 different kinds of Lightworkers, folks that I've met, have worked with, people that that I see doing incredible work trying to improve the energy on the planet. You know, these are folks that came to Earth specifically, that were born at this time specifically to try to improve the energy here, try to carry more light. And so over the next 5 days, I'll talk about like 5 different kinds of light workers. But first of all, I just want to talk about the fact that if you think in terms of energy, and if you think in terms of light, I always think in terms of Star Wars because I'm a dork and that's what I do. And you'll notice my sidekicks today, Yoda and Chewie, who are riding shotgun with me. Part of the whole concept of being a light worker is holding your own light and amplifying your own light and your own joy. So figuring out what that is for you. For me, you can tell this moment right now is pretty much it. Being in a Jeep, topless, outside on a dirt road, thinking about Star Wars. Yeah, basically it's kind of finding your inner nerd, finding your inner geek and letting that shine through. Because when we find those things that light us up from the inside, those things that just bring us joy, we actually get to bring more light to others, to our life, to the planet when we do that. It's going to be different for every person. For me, you see it in a nutshell right here. But what is it for you? What brings you joy? Is it hiking out in the woods? Is it hanging out on a riverbank somewhere? Maybe viewing life from the top of a mountain? Maybe it's a million different things that could be the thing that lights you up from the inside. Whatever it is, find that thing and do more of it. Because when you're lit up from the inside, you actually have the opportunity to make this world a better place. If you think in terms of everything around us is energy, everything is energy. The energy you bring to your life affects all of the energy around you. When you are bringing energy that's from a joyful, lit up, geeking out on whatever lights you up kind of place, A, it's good for you because it feels a whole hell of a lot better than the alternative. And B, it's actually good for the planet. All right. So over the next 5 days, I'm going to be talking about different kinds of light workers and the work that they do in this world, the work why their work is so important. We're going to talk about perhaps you're one of them. Maybe you came into life at this time because you're here to make a difference, because you're here to spread some joy, because you're here to uplift and empower other people. Maybe you're here to blow shit up. And when I say that, I mean all the stuff that doesn't work. Think Star Wars with me for a minute. If we think of the Force being energy, and we had the dark side of the Force, Vader and the stormtroopers and all his minions. We had the light side of the Force, which was like the Jedi and the Rebel Alliance, right? The Rebel Alliance was blowing shit up. That's what they were here to do, because what they needed to do was dismantle the dark side. They wanted to blow up the Death Star. There was like a specific, benefit to that. But in thinking in terms of energy and light and dark, good and bad, good and evil, whatever, I often think instead in terms of lightness and density. So light, in terms of how, the gravity or weight of something, and density. And the truth is, light-oriented energy just feels better. That's the stuff that does feel bubbly, that feels joyful, that feels like it's full of gratitude, appreciation, excitement, inspiration, motivation, connection with other people, all that stuff that feels really freaking good to be walking in that kind of energy. Dark side energy is all the other stuff. It's the fear and the manipulation and the separation and the greed and the, apathy even, all of the competition and division and us versus them and, control, domination over people versus empowering and uplifting and liberation of people. So which side are you on? Are you more on the light side, looking to uplift, empower, motivate, inspire, bring people together, strive toward a future based and built on love instead of fear and greed and, no fun, domination, manipulation? Where are you in the spectrum? And if you think, even for a minute, that you might be on the side of the light, that you might be more of a Yoda, Chewie loving, Jedi loving, rebel kind of person, instead of a Vader, Palpatine, Darth Maul, Death Star loving person, then think about what brings you joy. And do more of that. Because that's the very first place we start. When we start talking about energy and start talking about light, is what lights you up. What makes your soul sing. It actually matters. Leaning into that isn't selfish. In fact, it actually makes the world a better place. You are being a positive difference maker when you do the things that light you up, especially if they're in some way benefiting you, your family, your loved ones, the people around you, just by bringing and spreading joy. So think about that. Over the course of the next 5 days, I'll be coming back to you with more thoughts about Lightworkers. We're going to talk about 5 different kinds, how they're different. You might see yourself in some of them. These are the folks that in the Warrior of Light program that I run, that I work with. This is specifically, I work with Lightworkers, working to help empower them to tap even more deeply into their gifts, to recognize their gifts, and to be able to be an even stronger force of courage and optimism to bring more and more love into this world. Because letting a world be ruled by fear and darkness and just all the stuff that feels bad, I just say hell no to that. Let's just say no to all of that, and instead let's lean into creating a world that's driven more by joy and love and unity and peace and all the things that feel good, that we can be grateful for. So I hope you'll tune in for the next 5 days. I'll go into a lot more specifics. But in the meantime, do something today, tomorrow, that brings you joy. Find some way to have some fun, and maybe even share with me what you're doing. You see what I'm doing. I'm out on a dirt road. I've got my buddies. We got Yoda. We got Chewy, and now I'm going to have some Mexican food because, joy right there. Anyway, have a fantastic Saturday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya.